spectacular. I can't say this. Look at George Springer right here. He's moving so slow. He's so calm. When he walked around the catcher, you could just see the fact that he's just kind of like, just wants to do his job. I remember I was praying that he let Altuve on up to bat. Maybe I'm just selfish like that because of course George Springer had just let the LeMahieu home run go over. He didn't let it; it was out of his reach. And okay, so now let's see this. See, playoffs, multiple signs. The catcher comes up. There's no possible cheating going on here. So, there was a little bit of talk about a buzzer, which is completely ridiculous. And at the end of this video, I'm going to attach a couple of clips showing Altuve and Correa talking about the fact that he didn't participate. Altuve does do it indirectly, more as a thank you to Correa for defending him, but he just refuses to say it, and that's just kind of a Christian ethic that he has. But you'll see it clearly if you watch all the way to the end of this video. Altuve did say he noticed George Springer was very calm too. So Altuve is probably just taking in and watching everything. Oh, and I should have mentioned this. Yeah, I actually didn't know what pitch was coming in, but I knew he wasn't going to throw a fastball there. I just knew because George Springer eats up fastballs on the first pitch. He's just all over it. It's going to turn into a home run. So he's trying to get tricky, and he threw him a back foot slider, 87 miles per hour down and in. Okay, let's see what he throws here. Okay, tried to go backdoor that time. Still 88 mile per hour slider down and away, backdoor. So you can see here Altuve's taking all this in. Once again, Altuve during the Reddick, he was in the hole, but now he's on deck. And of course, George Springer's at bat. And another slider, trying to get tricky. So now Altuve's processing this. He's processing, and the fact that George Springer has got himself here. Oh wow. Okay, I thought it was a 3-0 count. It's a 2-1 count. My mistake. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, that was a ball. So now he's laid off 3 pitches. That means he's not letting his emotions get to him. He's seeing the ball very well. For him to lay off that last slider down, that might have been something possibly I swung at. And look at that fastball. No control. No control. And so my theory is that a lot of the Yankees fans complain, but they don't see the deeper picture. The deeper picture is that he wasn't pitching well. And so there's Altuve getting ready, processing, watching everything that's going on. And right here, I remember just praying, just get on base. Get on base. You got a 3-1 count. Take a pitch. Take a pitch. And 97 miles per hour. MLB players have been seeing 97 miles per hour for 100 years here. So come on. You can't tell me that 100, 101. And so right now, this guy literally has become a 2-pitch pitcher. And so I know for a fact he also has a changeup, but right now it just seems like he's just using the slider. He just threw 5 pitches. 4 of them were balls. So let's look at the Altuve at bat. Altuve also now he's got a double, a walk, and 2 runs. So 2 of those 4 runs on the board were created by Altuve getting on base. Otherwise, the score would be 4-2 Yankees. Okay, we've all seen this at bat before, but let me go in what I'm seeing here. And you could see right there, from what I could see, it did look like he was looking fastball. Of course, I cannot get inside the mind of Jose Altuve, but Jose Altuve is like, wow, the last 2 fastballs he's thrown have been way off. If you remember the George Springer at bat. So let's see what he throws next. So with George Springer, maybe I'm wrong, but didn't he throw 3 sliders and then 2 fastballs? So this time he throws 2 fastballs. They both miss. And from what, like I said, he's become a 2 pitch pitcher, and these major league hitters are professional hitters. So I couldn't when this was going on live, I couldn't tell what was going to happen next. But Jose Altuve is one of the smartest hitters in the league. One other thing I want to say about the buzzer. Hang on. Okay, that was the one that was painful for me. I just wish he took it. I mean, that literally missed its location. That was a hanging slider right there, near middle, but it's middle in. One thing I want to say is, if you look, he doesn't have an undershirt on. If you're going to wear a buzzer, because there was a talk about a buzzer, wouldn't you wear an undershirt to hold it in? There's the #1 Astros fans right there. And there's another hanging slider, not quite middle, but easy, very easy to locate. I believe he hit it 386 feet. There's the famous Aroldis Chapman look. And if you look, Carlos Correa is always the first one waiting for him. So if you look real quick, you're going to see Correa jump out in front. And Altuve, this is just like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're talking like 3 and 4 seconds he did that little motion, which I thought was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. So that was, he was just like, okay, now you can see here, he's not running into the dugout. People are grabbing him. People are just like, you're going to see his shirt even gets untucked. Once again, he's just wearing a compression sleeve and an elbow guard. He's not wearing an undershirt, which is the first thing you would do. You'd wear like a compression undershirt to hold like a device in or something like that. People are hugging him. He's not worried about anything. So the whole scandal was like slow motion and freeze frame, that little 3 or 4 seconds of him like, don't rip my shirt off. And now we're looking at 30 and 40 and 50 seconds of him. Now his shirt's untucked right there. He doesn't seem worried about anything. And this is literally, when you look at what Carlos Correa said about his wife calling Carlos Correa's fiance and telling him, please don't rip his shirt off again. And I can imagine how their household runs. See, you can see right there, he's still not worried about anything. People touching his chest, just nothing really going on. But literally, when he comes around third base, the first thing he's seeing Carlos Correa, and they're like brothers. They're really, really super close. And so he basically was like, hey, you, Carlos, don't rip my shirt off. And so he was thinking about that scenario between his wife, Carlos's fiance, and Carlos. And so at the end of this, you'll finally see him get the World Series, like going to the World Series, was it the ALCS or champions, the pennant race t-shirt, goes in there and changes it. Who knows? They only talk about the bad, but who knows how many people were in that dugout, not in the dugout, but in the locker room when he changed. And I think I did hear about somebody saying that he saw him change his shirt and he didn't see anything. So there he goes, changing his shirt. I remember at the time it happened, I actually thought he had to go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, man, he must have been really like, it's kind of embarrassing, but he must have been holding it in. And so then anyway, like I said, after it, he didn't go straight in. And when they cut, they literally, they splice it from when he hits the home run, like he went straight into the dugout, into the locker room. But he didn't go straight into the locker room and dugout.